For years, Ford has kept quiet about something owners of the 5.0-liter Coyote V8 have been asking about for a very long time. And right now, in 2026, they have finally fixed it. If you own a Ford F-150 or a Mustang powered by the 5.0, or if you are thinking about buying one, you need to hear this. Ford's 5.0-liter Coyote V8 has been one of the most iconic engines in modern American automotive history. It powered everything from the F-150 to the Mustang, delivering strong horsepower, an unmistakable sound, and everyday drivability. But despite that well-earned reputation, the Coyote has not always been perfect. Oil consumption complaints, cold start noise, valve train issues, and durability concerns started to overshadow what was once considered one of Ford's most dependable V8 engines. For the 2026 model year, Ford is quietly but decisively making changes that engineers and industry insiders say finally tackle the root causes of the 5.0-liter V8's most persistent problems. Ford has not framed this as a dramatic recall or a public admission of fault, but internal updates, supplier revisions, and manufacturing changes all point to something much bigger happening beneath the surface. The 5.0-liter V8 has been fundamentally corrected. This is not a cosmetic tweak or a simple software patch. According to powertrain experts, the 2026 update represents the most meaningful revision to the Coyote since its original debut. So what exactly went wrong? What did Ford change for 2026? And most importantly, should buyers finally trust the 5.0-liter V8 again? Let's break it all down. When Ford introduced the Coyote V8 back in 2011, it was widely praised across the industry. Aluminum block, dual overhead cams, variable valve timing, and strong power across the entire rev range. It was a modern V8 done right. Early versions earned a strong reputation for durability, with many engines exceeding 200,000 miles with minimal issues. But as emissions regulations tightened and efficiency demands continued to grow, Ford made a series of changes that slowly introduced new problems. Oil consumption became the #1 complaint among owners. From around 2018 onward, owners began reporting excessive oil use. Some engines were burning a quart every 1,000 to 2,000 miles, even under perfectly normal driving conditions. For a modern engine, that level of oil consumption was simply unacceptable. Independent teardown specialists found several contributing factors. Piston ring designs that prioritized low friction over sealing, cylinder wall finishes that struggled to retain oil properly, increased blow-by under high load and high RPM conditions. Ford issued service bulletins, but the results were inconsistent. Some engines improved after the fix, and others simply did not. Cold start, knocking, and ticking also raised serious concerns among buyers. While some noise is normal in high-compression engines, owners noticed louder and longer-lasting sounds that felt genuinely mechanical. Experts linked this to changes in piston-to-wall clearance, oil drainback behavior in the valve train, and revised cam phaser calibration that prioritized emissions compliance over smoothness. In many cases, Ford labeled the noise as normal. Customers were not convinced. Powertrain engineers have since acknowledged that the Coyote was being pushed hard to satisfy stricter emissions rules, higher fuel economy targets, and increased horsepower demands all at once. That balancing act strained the tolerances that once made the engine so forgiving and reliable. By the early 2020s, the 5.0-liter V8 was still powerful, but its long-term reliability reputation had taken a serious hit. Here is why 2026 is genuinely different. According to industry sources and supplier documentation, Ford's 2026 update was not about chasing more horsepower numbers. Instead, it focused squarely on durability, consistency, and long-term ownership confidence. A former Ford powertrain engineer, now working as an independent consultant, explained it this way. Ford did not just tune around the problems this time. They went back and corrected the mechanical compromises that were causing them in the first place. That is a critical distinction. At the heart of the 2026 fix is a redesigned piston and ring package. Ford revised ring tension balance, oil control ring geometry, piston skirt coating, and thermal expansion characteristics. Earlier, Coyotes used extremely low tension rings to reduce friction and improve fuel economy. While that helped EPA numbers, it also allowed more oil past the rings, especially as the engine aged. The 2026 update restores better sealing without reverting to old-school inefficiency. One engine machinist with over 30 years of experience described it simply: "If you do not control oil, everything else suffers." Fix the rings, and half the engine's problems go away. Early internal testing reportedly shows dramatically reduced oil consumption even under sustained high load conditions. Another important but often overlooked change is the updated cylinder bore finishing process. Ford has refined the plateau honing technique, surface roughness consistency, and oil retention microtexture. Previous versions sometimes showed uneven wear patterns, particularly in engines driven hard or subjected to frequent cold starts. The 2026 process improves ring seating early in the engine's life, which reduces long-term wear and stabilizes oil consumption. This is the kind of fix most drivers will never see directly, but they will benefit from it every single mile they drive. Cam phasers have been a known weak point in many modern engines. In the 5.0-liter V8, revised phaser calibration and oil flow behavior contributed to startup noise and long-term wear. For 2026, Ford improved oil feed passages for faster pressure buildup, updated the cam phaser internals, and revised the cold start timing strategy. Rather than masking noise through software alone, Ford improved mechanical oil delivery directly to the valvetrain. An engine diagnostic specialist noted that most cold start noise comes down to oil pressure delay. Fix that, and the engine immediately sounds and feels healthier. Owners of early 2026 test vehicles are already reporting quieter cold starts and smoother idle behavior throughout. Ford also addressed oil flow consistency across temperature extremes. Changes include revised oil pump tolerances, improved pressure regulation at low RPM, and better oil retention during engine shutdown. These updates reduce dry starts and minimize wear during the critical first few seconds after ignition, which is when most engine damage actually occurs. This matters especially for trucks and performance vehicles that sit overnight or operate regularly in cold climates. One of the biggest wins of the 2026 update is that Ford achieved emissions compliance without pushing mechanical components beyond their comfort zone. Rather than depending heavily on ultra-thin oil films and aggressive valve timing, Ford optimized combustion efficiency, heat management, and fuel injection timing. That balance allows the engine to satisfy regulations without sacrificing long-term health. As for performance, peak horsepower numbers may not jump dramatically, but torque delivery is smoother and more consistent across the range. Performance experts note stronger mid-range response, less timing pull under sustained load, and improved throttle predictability. The engine simply feels less stressed, and that is exactly what buyers want. For truck owners, the 2026 5.0-liter V8 is built to handle towing, high payload use, long highway miles, and stop-and-go daily driving. For Mustang enthusiasts, it delivers more consistent performance, improved longevity during spirited driving, and better response to aftermarket tuning thanks to stronger baseline hardware. A longtime Ford dealership master technician summed it up clearly. "This is the first time in years I can honestly say the Coyote feels finished again." That is high praise from someone who sees these engines every single day. Ford has not publicly admitted past mistakes. Automakers rarely do. But the scale of the 2026 updates strongly suggests Ford recognized the long-term issues and chose to correct them properly. The 2026 5.0-liter V8 is the most refined and durable version yet. If you have been hesitant because of past reliability concerns, 2026 marks a genuine turning point. This is the Coyote done right. Strong, refined, and built to last.